Hey guys, let's talk about the history of SEO. SEO, of course, is the search engine optimization. It's really been around since the web has started, because as soon as the web started, you had to, there were search engines like Lycos and things like that, and even before Google, because Google is not that old, right? Google was really started in the very late, like 1990s, and before that there were many search engines, and SEO was kind of a nobody really talked about it. It was there, but nobody. It wasn't an industry like it is now. Before, people were just kind of like making websites, and then they were realizing that oh my God, if my website is on about some term, then people who are searching for that term are actually visiting my site, because the web was very much not crowded, right? It was very new. There was not that many pages, and so people were just kind of discovering SEO just by accident, right? And then the people who were discovering SEO, they were like, oh my God, idea, right? You can get so much traffic from search engines, and they went boom, 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 and it was a secret. Like, it was an industry secret. Like, people outside the industry didn't know about SEO, and plus you couldn't just start a site back then. It's like you had to have like tens of thousands of dollars worth of servers. It wasn't like now. Now you can just put up a basic WordPress site and you're ready to go, and it's like a couple $dollars a month. But before, you had to spend thousands of dollars just to get started, and then you would discover SEO. So it was only kind of like a privileged club, and a lot of people really took this idea of SEO because it wasn't that competitive, because only really a few companies can really be doing it at scale, and they just exploited that thing and became big and sold for a lot of money, right? That was an amazing success pattern. Of course, there was a crash of 2000. The web sort of like, in terms of innovation, the web sort of slowed down, but people were still slowly discovering that, like, hey, if I just make a website, and it was becoming easier to make websites. Like WordPress started, it was becoming easier, and then there was this whole thing like blogging, right? And do you remember how people were like, I don't understand blogging. Like, what's the point of blogging? Like, if I just brush my teeth and I blog about it, like, people were talking like that, right? People were saying that, and like, they don't understand blogging. But the truth is that blogging, people who got it, they were realizing if they just made a page about something, the web was still not so uncompetitive back then that actually they were able to get a lot of traffic on this, right? And they were like, these people who were blogging, they were smart, they were getting it. And then around, like late, maybe 2007, 2008, 2009, this started really accelerating, and people were starting to catch on. And what happens when things catch on is like, it was at that point really cheap to make a WordPress site. So a lot of people started blogging. A lot of people started just realizing that, like, oh my God, if you blog, you can put ads on it, you can put affiliate links on it, you can start making a lot of money. And they started making a lot of crappy websites just for the purpose of ranking. And that's when SEO started having like a bad name, because a lot of spammers were kind of doing SEO, and there was all sorts of like manipulation of search results, and all kinds of things went on, because a lot was at stake, right? People's income was at stake. And so that kind of prompted Google eventually to take a little bit of a harsher stance, because where Google before used to favor, like, little sites had a chance, but then Google realized, like, a lot of little guys, like, if you give them an opportunity, some exposure, they're gonna kind of like, do a lot of spammy things. Not that big sites didn't do spammy things. A lot of big sites, they did spammy things too, and they got away with it. But a lot of times, like, new site owners were like, oh, let's do this, on real estate, how to make money, right? And all kinds of like spammy, scammy things came about. So for that reason, in recent years, and this is very important, Google has started to favor sites that are more established, bigger company sites, sites that are more authoritative, and that made it extremely difficult for new sites. And this is a reality that if you're starting a site now, this is a reality that you're going to have to live with, right? Because it's very difficult for new sites to kind of get ahead in SEO. It's a long road, it's a difficult road, and you've got to be very savvy and smart about it. So in recent years, there's also been a lot of penalties for kind of these scammy tactics that have been prevalent in the past. There's penalty against like having too many bad pages. There's a penalty against having like links that were generated in a spammy, scammy way, right? So Google is doing a lot of penalizing of these kind of fishy websites, and they're making it hard for new sites. So don't look at SEO as your main marketing strategy. Don't look at it as one of your few strategies when you're starting out. Look at it as a long-term strategy. Long-term, because short-term is going to be very disappointing for you, because it's hard to get real scale with SEO now, because one, it's competitive, and two, they make it specifically hard for new sites to get ahead, and they make it the authoritative sites have much more of an advantage. And plus, in a lot of niches, like a lot of the top 10 search results are taken up by by companies you can't jump over, like maybe government sites, maybe Wikipedia, maybe like billion-dollar companies, right? So it's like so the top 10 in a lot of niches is already like too crowded. There's no space anymore there's no space in Google's top 10 results for many searches to really get in, right? They're all taken up by gigantic companies that are very authoritative, and it's like impossible to jump over. So you've got to be really careful. Don't go all in for SEO. Have other marketing strategies. SEO now, it used to be about a lot of it used to be based around building links into your site, because that's actually how Google's algorithm, it was better than the other algorithms of search engines. Google's algorithm took into account how many sites were linking into a site. So if like no sites were linking to a site, and these are called backlinks, right? If no sites were linking, then it's not a good sign. But if like hundreds of sites or thousands of sites were linking to some site, then that's like a quality signal, right? Because why would so many sites be linking to a site? For maybe it would be an authoritative site, and those sites are favored now, and new sites are not so favored now. So it's something that so the link and this link building became a huge theme of SEO, because if you have more links pointing to your site, then you will get ahead, right? You will get ahead in search results, because Google will see you as more authoritative. And so now link building is more than just having other sites linked to you. Now link building is like doing social media and having people linked to you. So it's much broader now. It's like it takes account in social media, but also the links still matter, but not as much. Now it's more holistic. Now it's like much broader. So that's kind of where SEO is now. It's very complex. Google takes hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of factors into account when they determine how to rank each site for each term, and they don't tell you what those factors are. They tell you very few factors, and sometimes it's just like politically correct answers. But we really don't know, other than from experimentation, what will work and what wouldn't work. So that's kind of how SEO started. That's where it's kind of how SEO got where it is now. And it's interesting to see where SEO is going. In my preference, I like to do off Google SEO, because nothing is as competitive as Google, and it's kind of like the early days of Google on every other platform, right? Because nothing's as competitive. So if that was helpful, I created many resources for you to get help. I created some of the top business apps to help you plan and start your business. They cover business ideas, business planning, marketing, and fundraising, and they're available on problemio.com, and I'll have the link to that in the description of this video and at the end of the video. And also I wrote 2 books. One is on going from business ideas to starting a business, and the other book is how to get you massive exposure, how to make you a great marketer, and get you a massive exposure for your business to get you a lot of customers. And those 2 books I was able to really write a lot and give a lot of advice in them that I wasn't able to. Sometimes the videos are short and the apps they're condensed, but the books are they're longer, so I was able to really say a lot that I wanted to say. So try the books, try the apps. They're all available on problemio.com. And of course, subscribe to this channel and definitely comment on the videos, because you don't have to just watch. You can also participate, and we can continue the conversation. together, write in the comments. I see all the comments that people make, and I try my best to respond to all of them. So I'll see your comment, I'll respond, and we'll continue talking. So keep in touch and subscribe, and yeah, I look forward to hearing from you. Bye.